So I've picked up the wrong rod. I don't know, Matt Hayes picked up the wrong rod. Fudgies. Completed it. Hello there, Carpologists. I'm Joe, and today you join me in Kent, where I've actually come to Dovetail Games HQ, and we're going to be taking a look at the new Fishing Sim World game. So let's head in and get hands on with it. Well, Des, thank you very much for having me down with you today.
You're welcome.
And before we get on to what is looping in the background, just tell everyone that may not have heard of Dovetail Games what you were about.
So at Dovetail Games, we're all about the simulation. So our two main franchises are the Train Sim World and Fishing Sim World, they're simulation games.
And that is what we've got behind.
And that's what you can see here, the trailer for the latest update for Fishing Sim World Pro Tour. And that's going to be coming out on July the 18th, so we're all really excited about it.
Well, I must say, I am a fishing game virgin, so if we go and give it a little bit of a play first,
okay,
and then come back and talk a bit more about what exactly the new features are.
Sure.
So I'm being useless at my job here and actually commentating on what I'm doing. I don't want to lose another one. I want to get another one on the bank. Let's go full carp show wear. You change your rods, reels, main lines, buoys, all sorts.
You hold on to LT, bring the rod back, and then as you're moving it forward, let go of
Okay.
LT.
So that was as if I cast with the bail arm still closed. Yes, snagged up already. Which one's going off?
Number one.
So you see the icon on there.
So I've picked up the wrong rod. I don't know, Matt Hayes picked up the wrong rod.
Just press A to put that one down again.
And
Then
press
press left. And move up to that one there.
Oh. There we go. Can't see else to start with. It takes a bit of thinking to know what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
It's not as basic as just hitting a button and it brings it in.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's the whole idea of the game, and the reason why it's got sim in the title is we're trying to simulate it as much as possible.
Yeah, it's definitely very engaging. I'm having to think of a lot of things.
Yeah, obviously we tried to. You've got to speed some things up, like the frequency of bites.
Yeah.
To make it still a game you want to play, but.
Yeah, cast out, get into bed at home, and get woken up by an alarm.
But ultimately, yeah, we.
Whoop. Ah.
There you go. The one that got away.
So as you can see, I'm ranked 100 out of 100. So I've got to work my way up. If I can get above 90, I'll be happy on this one. So I've changed my tactics. You're very fully customizable on here. I've changed to different rigs, different size hooks, different baits, your main lines. Everything is completely customizable, and it also gives you tips of what certain rigs work best in different situations. So if you're fishing over weed, obviously you can adjust your rig to use a choddy or something like that. If you're fishing on a clear bottom, something that's a bit more custom to that. So you can also learn from this if you're beginning, and it's just a good bit of fun. I'm getting used to the controls, so I've now got into my swim. Match is about to start, and let's see if I can get a higher position than 100th. There's two different modes of casting. You've got full control, which is one I was failing at to start with because I'm not used to it, where you use the right stick to bring the rod back, fling it forward. You've got to time it always if you would in real life, or you've got it on the basic mode, which is what I got it on again now, where you press and hold to aim where you want to go, like so, and then you get a power bar. Press and hold, I'm going to whack that as far as I can without ruining it. 100%, that is bang on.
See, you're natural.
If in doubt, whack a choddy out. Now that's on a gravel bed. Bait that sits on the bottom are ideal when fishing over gravel. So I'm using a choddy over gravel, but never mind, I've stuck it out now. Let's see how it goes. But now I know on gravel, I might change. Hold on, we're in already. And here we are, we're now playing a fish. And this is, again, is very engaging. You've got control up and down on the rod. You also got your clutch control, winding in. If it obviously pulls too much, you risk breaking your line. I've just up to 15-pound main line, so it should be a bit stronger. But you've got to work out where the fish is, pull the rod in certain directions as you would in real life, and keep an eye on the clutch bar or the tension on the left, because too high, you could snap off or pull the hook out. Too low, you could slacken off and lose the fish. So the whole process is very engaging is what I've got so far. Oh, see, losing it. It started coming towards me. Hopefully this will get me on the leaderboard. Some people have already started catching. And there's a lot of details gone into the whole maps as well. I've got some mountain ranges beyond, tree lines. The water actually looks incredible. That's what's really impressive, is the detail in the water. Oh, took my hand off. I was playing a fish, shouldn't have done that. Oh, like you see, I've now got to concentrate because oh, nearly lost it there. Very, very much engaging. So you don't just feel like you're sat looking at a screen, you're doing a lot more. Another leather, smashing the leathers out.
Shoal of leather carp.
I'm running out of time, cranking up the clutch. So if I lose it, this will show you what happens. I've now got my clutch pretty much locked solid. Dragging the fish in. Oh, it might pay off. 7 seconds. Ah, lost it. He's gutted.
He's number 1.
I came first. There we go. So where am I ranked now? You're about to find out. 46th. So I've gone from 100th to 46th. I'm happy with that. So I've shown you how this whole game feels when you first come into it. You start building your way up through the career. We're now going to replicate what it's like when you have progressed. You've now got sponsorships. So I'm now sponsored by, I think, Mainline, Ridge Monkey, Tracker and all sorts. And you are at more difficult events. We're now at Manor Farm and you're going to start recognising some of the names on the leaderboards as well-known anglers. So now into round 1. I'm going to see how I fare against some of the bigger name anglers. Put the rod down, so we're now sorted. All 3 rods are now out, and as you can see on the controls, I'm using the very basic mode for casting. But if I now go into rod selection, get my spod rod. I haven't done any of this yet. Let's go to my first rod, which is over here at 95%. Get it aimed. Oh, dropping short. Just over. Nice spread bait round rod number 1. Come on, I've got 2 minutes to get this one in. Ali Meady's still at top, followed by John Owen and Dave Levy in 3rd. I'm in 84th. Come on. Here it comes, come on. Oh, that's a tench.
No.
Disappointment. I'm 97th out of 100, but because there's several rounds, you can slowly work your way up through that. So I'm sure I'm going to carry on here, see if I can get my ranking higher. But there's a bit of an insight into the game. Very immersive, keeps you on your toes, getting the fish in, and there's the incentive to keep going. But there's also other aspects of the game where you can just do more casual fishing, which I think we'll have a look at in a second as well. But for now, I'm going to try and get my name up the leaderboard. So that's all 3 rods now out. We're just putting some spod mix over the top of my left one and work my way around and see if we can get some of the big ones out of Gigantica. But another thing to mention is that these licensed venues that are on this game, they're not just done from, oh, we've got a bite, put the rod down. Which one's going off? Middle rod, on the worms. And we're in. Let's see which one we've got. It's not just done from afar, we're like looking at videos on YouTube and making the lake as you can. They go out there, visit the lake, take photos of certain swims, they map out the whole lake, and even down to the details of the plaques on the swims are actually close-up photos which are then put into the game. So there's a lot of details gone into it. It's not just hashed together. A lot of thought and a lot of accuracy is involved. So props off to the people that have made this game. There's a lot that's gone into it and it is good fun. Let's see what this one is when we get it in. Well, to the magic of editing, you meet me at the end of a fight which has gone on for about 15 minutes. So some of the realistic parts of this game make me think that this is a big fish and it's going back out again. Come on. Oh, she's giving up. Nailed. That's a brute. Fudgies. Completed it. That's beginner's luck, isn't it? £86 5-ounce personal weight, personal best trophy catch.
Well, Des, since the last saw, I think you were stuck in a meeting while I was playing through lots of different modes in the game. Starting off with the career mode, where I slowly started progressing my way up and then jumped a bit further into it. It's vast. Like how much can you do in the career mode?
The career mode's massive. So it's obviously our big new feature for the year, and it puts there's hundreds of hours of gameplay there. You can choose between the different series that you want to compete in, the different tours. Whether that be on the carp side or fishing for predatory fish or in the North American side, bass fishing. And you start off in the amateur division, and then as you work your way up, you can unlock the pro league, and then eventually you can work up to be competing with Ali and the other pro anglers we've got in the game up in the elite division. And there's just lots and lots of events for you to challenge you and to put your fishing skills against.
Well, I barely scratched the surface, and I wasn't doing very well in the tournament, so I did go into the sort of more free fishing part of it, where you can just fish at your own leisure and do what you want. And ended up catching fudgies from Gigantica.
Brilliant,
I couldn't take that into the career side, but that was good fun as well. So there's loads more there you can do.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, so the fishing trip mode is just like you can go and take as long as you want. You choose the weather conditions and the time of day that you want to go fishing, and you can just fish at your own leisure without any pressure of the sort of tournaments or time limits. And like you say, you caught fudgies, which is obviously one of the named boss fish, trophy fish that we've got in the game there. There's over 250, probably 300 plus named fish in the game for you to catch, which kind of gives it that real sort of collection sort of feel, and people really enjoy that, and that's something we keep adding to the game as well. So yeah.
And I also noticed one thing I didn't do today, but you can, is play against friends online as well.
That's right, yeah. So we've got multiplayer mode in the update coming out in July. We're expanding our multiplayer options so that you'll have greater control over sort of hosting your own tournaments between you and your friends. You can choose the qualifying species and the method of victory, whether that's the single biggest fish or the total weight of fish or the total number of fish that you catch within that session. So yeah, the host has a lot more control now over what options they want the multiplayer tournament to run. And then alongside that, we've also got our online fishing leagues called the Dovetail Fishing League. So that's running every week. There's events running in that. Each calendar month of the year is a season for us. And then depending on how you do throughout the month, you're obviously competing against everyone else playing the game on the leaderboards, and how you do in each event throughout the month will determine your final position on the end of season leaderboards, and then obviously everyone's competing to be the angler of the month. So that's really good fun. It's a great mode, and I can tell from chatting to the community and the players out there how much they enjoy it and get into it, and love sharing their stories and being competitive with it.
Yeah, so the competitive aspect is what keeps you going and wanting to beat your mates, beating other people that are playing the game. Another thing I really took me by surprise was the amount of detail that's gone into it. It's like sort of the details of the swims, how much you can do, and also all the real world companies that are on board and included in the game.
Indeed, yeah. So I mean, obviously you were fishing at Gigantica, hunting for fudgies. So I had to go out there. I was out there with a member of my art team. We walked the lakes many times, took thousands of photos, hours worth of video footage, which we then brought back to the office, and then used to sort of recreate as accurately as possible all the different swims and the different aspects of it. And that goes as well as the sort of environmental sort of side of it, and making it look as authentic as possible. What we're also doing when we're out there is talking to the people that run these lakes. Learning the different behaviours of the different species and how they react in different conditions, and maybe where certain of the named fish like to have been known to be found and stuff like that. So there's a lot that goes on under the hood, as it were. Just trying to make it as an authentic experience as possible, really.
And all the companies you've got on board?
Yeah, so there's over 50 licensed sort of partners that we've got in the game. We keep adding more all the time. So big tackle companies. You've got Corda in there, Ridge Monkey, CR baits. There's a whole lot of real world tackle companies, and yeah, it's just going to keep getting bigger and better.
And it's not just Carp you can do, is it?
No, it's not just Carp. No, we've got there's 5 European venues. We've got obviously Gigantica that you were playing. We've got Manor Farm from Linear Fisheries. We've got a section of the Grand Union Canal up in Hayes and Harlington that we recreated. So that's great for a bit of predator fishing, bit of pike fishing. You also got some Zander in there. Coming in this update are barbel as well that have gone into a few of the lakes. Then we've got a German lake and an Austrian lake, and then on the North American side we've got these giant big American lakes that are, so when you talk about Gigantica, that's about 23 acres in size. The American lakes that we've got in the game are over 2,000 acres in size, so they're absolutely massive. And obviously, to navigate around there, you need a boat. So we've got Bass Cat Boats is the boat company we've got in the game at the moment with Evinrude engines, and if you get the top end boat goes up to 75 miles an hour. So that's a lot of fun driving around the boat with a fish finder and that.
Nice.
And it's good.
And lastly, how to get hold of it?
So it's out now. You can get it on all the digital platforms. So on the Xbox Store, on the PlayStation Store, on the Steam Store, and for the price of £15 is the price for the basic game. And there's so much content there. 10, as I say, there's 10 lakes to play, multiple different game modes, and hundreds of hours of gameplay, all for £15. So it's a
price of a top end kilo of boilies then, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks once again for having me down. It's been really enjoyable.
You're welcome.
I look forward to seeing it coming out.
All right, thanks.
So there we go, all wrapped up, a little insight into Dovetail Games and the new game that's coming out. If you want to get your hands on it, then go over to their website and purchase it, of course. I'm looking forward to it coming out. I'm sure I'll have another game on it, and I barely scratched the surface today. There's so much more to the game than what I was able to show you today. You've got carp fishing, bass fishing, pike fishing, loads of different species, loads of different venues. And the thing with it being an online downloadable game is that there's so much more that can still be included in the future. So if you get your hands on it, I'm sure there'll be more content to come to your way in the future. But that's it from me today. I'm shooting on home. Hope you enjoyed this. Cheers for watching, and see you again soon.